barrels of hand grenades around their bodies, they threw themselves under the advancing tanks. They were Nikolai Filchenkov, Ivan Krestoselsky, Vasily Sibulko, of Yuri Parshin, and Daniel Odintsov. Not even snapshots were left. The garrison of Sevastopol numbered 106,000, the majority of them sailors. The message reads, "Death to Hitler." On June 7th, 1942, the Germans launched their final assault. Von Manstein, the German commander, could see the whole battle line as it ground back and forth. With the enthusiasm of a connoisseur, he wrote, "By day, one saw the clouds of rock and dust cast up by the bursts of our heavy shells and the bombs dropped by German aircraft. It was indeed a fantastic setting for such a gigantic spectacle." On June 29th, the armored train made its last journey when a bomb hit the tunnel. On June the 30th, after 2 days of vicious street fighting, the Germans reached the port area. 4 days later, the fortress surrendered. In their final assault, the Nazis had hurled 46,000 tons of ammunition into the city and dropped 20,000 bombs. Scarcely a building was left standing. The siege had lasted 250 days and nights. "30,000 citizens of Sevastopol survived the siege. Of these, 2 out of every 3 were either deported to slavery in Germany or shot out of hand. It had been a fight to the very end. Now the Nazis were masters of the whole Crimea. Hitler celebrated prematurely. Before them lay the Caspian and the rich oil fields of Baku, theirs for the taking. Or so they thought. The mark of the Nazis never fell on Baku. The Germans might be victorious on land, but they could not command the sea. There, the Black Sea Fleet defied them. In the spring of 1944, the Marines of the Black Sea Fleet returned to the Crimea by the sea road in force. It took them only a week to recapture Sevastopol, and then the Black Sea Fleet came home. Victory Day is celebrated on May 9th in the Soviet Union. It is also Memorial Day. On that day, every year on the Baltic Sea off Tallinn, where the Baltic Fleet fought for its life in 1941, the Russians remember. They remember all their sailors. In the Arctic seas of the far north, in the Black Sea to the south, in the Baltic. They remember the courage, the sacrifice of those who sailed in the unknown war, who rest forever in the timeless sea. Our next story, the Battle of the Caucasus. Hitler's plans for world domination called for his armies to open a road to the Mideast and India through the Caucasus Mountains in the Soviet South. After that, Hitler promised he would bring the war to the United States. The fight to deny this Nazi threat was one of the longest in the unknown war.
Wednesday, how tanks on the battlefield measure up to tough modern-day technology on America at War. Later on Our Century, the political legacies of Hitler and Mussolini in Dictators, the Rise of Fascism. All Wednesday on A&E. Now stay tuned for Tumble Down on A&E Premieres. Next.